Hello everyone, welcome to the Travel Coach, moving body, mind and spirit. My guest today is a nutritional therapist and health coach. She is originally from Spain, but currently living in London. In her practice, she aims to address the root causes of the problems instead of just the symptoms. Her mission is to help people to transform the way they eat without feeling deprived, to stay well for longer and live happier. Nuria Rodriguez, welcome to the Travel Coach.
Oh, thank you very much, Sonia. Thank you for inviting me.
So happy you are here today and looking forward to hear more about your story. But before starting, I would like to ask you about your relationship with travel growing up. What memory do you have of this phase of your life?
Right, traveling while I was growing. Yeah, I guess, it was very much the type of very seasonal in summer because I come from Spain, from the north, so it's quite cold there. So in summer, it's a bit like when you are here in the UK and you want to travel, you want to go to places like they are sunny and you want to go to the beach and all that. So that was that meant for me traveling. It was about going to the beach, going to the seaside, going to enjoy those things in summer. July or August we used to go, the whole family, like 1 month a year, and spending every year we used to go to different places along the Mediterranean, in Spain and the south as well. So it was like every year a place, different place, knowing different places, and always by the beach and the sun, and lovely.
Sounds beautiful. And with all the beaches we have in Spain, you have enough to change every year and do different parts of it. So sounds lovely. Thanks for sharing that. So your story, and I know many people will relate with that, because we live in a society where we are, maybe trained to push hard, to make sure, we achieve things and we do the next thing, until sometimes our body has to remind us we need to stop. We need to just find this balance, the healthy balance, and maybe don't push too hard, right? It's like a waking up call. So I would like if you can tell us a bit, how was your life or your lifestyle before this happened to you? What was the Nuria before?
Yeah, exactly what you described. It was it was a non-stop constantly. And it was about trying to do as many things as possible. Taking holiday, and but okay, what else can I do while I'm going on holiday? Can I had busy schedules as well, trying to go to every place I could go, any touristic attraction, and always a non-stop. And at some point, I didn't even go on holiday at all. I just stayed whenever I had time off. I spent time here at home. I used to volunteer in my local community a lot, so that was my holiday. Many years that was my holiday. So it was a non-constant stop. And working as well. I was working a lot and volunteering a lot, always a non-stop. And it was fine. It was definitely, I really enjoyed, and I loved it, until the point that I think my body and everything said, well, enough is enough.
It's very curious because I can relate a lot. I don't know if this is something cultural, is you are both Spanish as well, or is something about the education our parents, our teachers, the society in general, is something our personality. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you think, if you ever thought about that we feel this kind of addiction to do things and achieve things, and what's the next thing, and what's your view on that?
Yeah, it is interesting. And yes, I think, I don't know, perhaps yes, it is cultural, perhaps it is, could be, but also I think is age related. And I don't mean age related because of age, but it's because the more experience we have, and obviously you have more experience with age, the priorities change. And I don't know, perhaps when we are younger, priorities are experiencing or everything that is, I don't know, that has some kind of excitement or that is out of our reach. And so it's about having, possibly when we are younger, we want that extreme experience, really. While, and this is what I have noticed, and what I have experienced myself, that when I with age is like, okay, I really need to do different things, and my priorities are different. I don't want to be excited all the time and alert all the time. I want to have some calmness, and I want to be at peace, and I want to be relaxed. And so I think it has to do a bit with that, with the experiences we have in life and priorities. Priorities change. Definitely.
Wow, I never thought this point. Yeah. So that because there is something exciting about the pressure or the stress or, you know, being constantly going and maybe it's what you said, right? We change priorities with also feeling that maybe our body cannot support so much movement and doing stuff and needs a bit more of calm down. And if we don't realize that, then it's when our body forces us to stop.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also it's about the learning. Yes, we want to learn all the time. We want to learn constantly. And I think when that was my experience. Yeah. When I was younger, I wanted to learn external things. I wanted to have information from outside. That was the exciting thing for me. And I think now I want to learn more from inside. And by doing a lot, I cannot be with the inside. I cannot connect within my inside as if I feel quiet and calm, etc. So I think it has to do as well with that, the different type of learnings and the different type of things we want to learn.
Yeah, because there is something there that if there is no action, if there is not external, I don't know how to call it, like movement, or it feels like boring, right? It's like being just inside and doing nothing. It's boring. So we need these external stimulations,
absolutely.
to feel like that. So that's very interesting. What would you think were the signs or the red flags that you maybe ignore, that were there before this actually your body told you, right, that stop? Do you think were some signs or red flags, signs or red flags that you could just maybe saw before, or somebody who's going through this moment now can take as a advice to stop before your body forces you to stop?
I don't know if we can think. I don't know if I would know the signs before my body said no. Really, I don't know. I think you have to go through it, and everybody, I would imagine, is different. So the signs are different for people. For me, it was definitely health, and I was kind of collapsing, and to the point that I never used to get ill at all. I never stopped working because of any flu or any other type of illness. But during two consecutive years, I had to spend during winter. I had to spend a week in bed. So, and I don't know if that had happened to me if I had realized about it. I don't know.
So you are not aware, you were having just normal life, and suddenly, boom.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you push a lot, perhaps anxiety is one of the things, or that can come up to my mind. but otherwise, unhappiness, it could be, or certain level of unhappiness. Because, I mean, in the past as well, I was very happy, enjoyed my full-on job, my full-on volunteering, my full-on everything. And I was completely happy. I didn't notice anything. But I think you start noticing when it's too much. I think you don't need to get, yes, exactly. You don't need to get to that point when you are ill. Really, you start noticing because you are not that as happy as you used to, or you don't like it that much what you are doing anymore, or you don't like that much to being, I don't know, 18 hours a day working or doing stuff. So it's like, yeah, instead of, I mean, perhaps it's listening to your mind as well, not just to body, not just your body until it says enough is enough. So yeah, I think, I mean, if you are not happy, definitely
there is
don't do.
a sign there
And it
to
doesn't mean that
recheck.
you are not happy. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean that you're not happy with the type of work you are doing, but with the rhythm or the amount of time you are working, or the or the workload. Yeah.
Okay. So what were, when actually you got ill, what were the thoughts, what or the feelings, or the challenges that happened to you? You know, what were the mindset there? How were your interpretation of what happened?
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't even realize it was that. I mean, people were telling me, this is what happens to you when you are in the non-stop, yeah? And I was thinking, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So I didn't even realize that. But somehow the second year I got ill. And it's funny, I mean, there was a message before that. There was a message before getting ill the second year. And I love plants and I love herbal medicine as well. And I was in a study group and with other colleagues and herbalists and acupuncturists, etc. And at that study group, we used to have like mystery herbs. So we used to have tea with herbs or plants that we didn't know. So it was mystery, and we were experiencing the effect inside. And that was a way of knowing and meeting the plants. And that second year, that when I got ill, before getting ill, I had a tea of a plant, very common one, dandelion, in fact. And when I had that tea, I mean, I got the energetics of that plant, and I really felt at that point telling me, that plant, okay, enough is enough. You need to have, you cannot carry on like year after year after year. Yeah, I need to have some rest at some point. And few days after that, I got ill the second time in the second year. So that was another sign, yeah. But when people told, I mean, when I was really, I still didn't connect it properly when I was in bed and all that. But somehow that year, I was planning a trip to India to visit some friends. And I think, that was kind of a moment, important really, when things changed. Yeah.
So did you have this trip already before getting ill, planned, or was
It was in the kind I was planning, but because that was in February when I got ill, and the trip was in December, so it was the whole year. Yes, I was. It wasn't 100% I was going to India, but I was thinking about it. Yeah, and
so
that year, at the end of the year, I went to India. Yeah.
so you were in that moment thinking like India will help me, going this trip will help me to feel better. Did you have any kind of, or was just because you had it
No,
planned? You had it
no,
planned and
I
you
didn't
went,
think
and
about
that's all.
that at all. Yes, exactly. And
Okay.
it was, yeah. And I went basically, and my reason to travel was visiting friends as well.
Visit the friends.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what happened when you were there in India? What were the experiences, or how did you see your life maybe from another point of view or perspective, and what did you realize? Did you have any breakthrough about that?
The interesting thing of going to India is, and I said, I mean, it was very different to other times when I traveled. is that I didn't have any plans at all whatsoever. So it was very much about, okay, my only agenda was to visit my friends and follow the flow. That was it. And this is exactly what happened. And I just, I mean, I've just, I mean, I just, I mean, they were like, it was like a meditation the whole holiday. I was like in a meditative state because I was all the time in the moment. I wasn't thinking, oh, future plans, or I wasn't thinking, what am I going to do when I go back to the UK? Or I wasn't thinking what I'm going to do next year. No, it was absolutely, or I wasn't even planning where am I going tomorrow, what I'm going to visit, which temple, da, 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 da. No, it was about being in the moment. It was about meeting the people. It was about observing what I could see around me. It was about having good conversations. It was about enjoying the food. And yeah, and it was transformative, really. Yeah.
What do you think was the reason or reasons that allow you to have this state where you were traveling? Is because just your friends were doing everything, or was something else there?
The reason, sorry, of deciding to do that, and
that you said, because I was like meditating all the trip, right? Being present,
yeah,
not worried
yeah.
about the future, the past. What were the things that were facilitating you to have this experience there?
I think, I don't know, it was quite natural. It was the fact that I didn't have any plan, the fact that I didn't have any agenda at all whatsoever, the fact that possibly I was exhausted the rest of the, I mean, it was the end of the year and I was exhausted as well. And the fact that I was visiting friends and they wouldn't have the same agenda as if we were all traveling together, going to a different place. I think it is very important. Although I went to see friends and I met friends over there, I think it is very important as well traveling alone, because by traveling alone, I mean, you follow your needs, you follow your instinct, you follow your, I don't know, inspirations. And I was so, I mean, surrounded by completely different things. It was my first time to India, but I just felt like I had to surrender, really. I can't have my own agenda and do things that I think I wanted to do when there was so much already to see, to learn, to absorb, and to be with, while just I was there being. So I don't know. I think it was
Yeah,
a
maybe that
combination of,
everything was new and you just,
yeah,
yeah, it was enough
yeah,
there. That's very nice.
yeah, yeah,
Can you share with
yeah.
us some anecdote or some memory you have special from India that is going to be there forever with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm big thing. I mean, I'm a big thing for me because I'm so close to. I mean, food is very important to me. But it was cooking with locals and being. I mean, them. I mean, the locals being able to share with me the way they cook and peeling the coconuts and scraping the coconuts and making milk out of that. That was really, really profound for me, because it is definitely, to me, that is an important way of traveling. Traveling for me is learning. I mean, is knowing and being close to the culture and knowing the people. I mean, for me, the places are so. I mean, the people are so connected. I mean, is the important thing to know how people live, to know what's important to them, to know how they spend the day, um, yeah, to learn from them and their histories and their stories. And
Being
so that,
immersed in the
yeah,
culture,
yeah, yeah.
feeling one
So
more of
cooking with
them.
them, yeah, cooking with them for me was a great experience, and definitely being in the jungle, yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
in
So,
nature, yes.
so when you came back, Nuria, home, what did you bring from that travel experience? What did you implement? What
Yeah,
learnings and benefits did you bring with you?
yeah, definitely. I mean, something that I have implemented. I went in 2018, so not long ago, it's just 3 years ago. But something I decided and I keep on implementing is that I would take enough time, enough time off at the end of the year, and that would be minimum 3 weeks in December, to recharge, to reflect from the year, and to be with myself, and to gather everything that has happened during the year, everything that I have learned during the year, and reflect on it and get ready for the next year, for the following year. And since I'm doing that, January comes and I feel so happy and grateful. I am fully rested, because this is the other thing. While I'm doing this, I'm not active. I mean, I am again in another meditative state. I am connected to myself. I am connected to things that matter to me. And when it comes, January comes, it is like, wow, I feel really, really, really happy. I feel really recharged. I feel full of energy. It is always a great start of the year, and I think, I mean, it's the best since I did. Definitely, I went for that trip. Absolutely.
You start the year with another energy and another,
Yeah.
motivation, and
Yeah.
that's a good.
Well, in the past, yeah, absolutely. In the past, before that, January, February, March, I was completely exhausted already. So, yeah. And being a nutritional therapist, I mean, it didn't make sense, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
to
do that. Yeah. So,
that's a good
absolutely.
habit or routine to create, to
Yeah.
have. Absolutely. How do you keep accountable to yourself? How you make sure, life does not get in the way, and you say again the old patterns. Oh, but maybe, I can work a bit more, and maybe I don't need this time. Do you have any kind of, had you had any temptation of doing that? And how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I think it is the emotion. I am accountable to the emotion, because I felt, and I have the memory of both emotions. I have the memory of being exhausted, being feeling really, really bad, feeling irritated, feeling vulnerable, very vulnerable as well, mentally, physically, everything. And also I had the experience of that emotion of an amazing emotion, well-being, joyful, a place where I want to be. So I think the accountability is the emotion, really. And I can't, I mean, it's so embedded now, the emotions, both of them, but especially more now, the joyful emotion and the happy emotion is so embedded in me that I don't forget it. So, and that is what keeps me accountable, really, to keep on doing it. Definitely, and get that time, that period of time, a year at the end of the year off to, and I don't stay in the UK. I go away. So it could be that the year was India, and I'm traveling quite a lot now. I go quite a lot to Spain because of family and all that, but it could be, I mean, that year is not to be at home. No, it's to definitely travel mentally, but physically and spatially and geographically.
There is something about changing the environment, right? That helps the
Yes,
disconnection.
absolutely. I think it's vital, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Wow, Nuria, we could be talking all the time here. I know time flies, and it's time to wrap up the interview. Thank you for sharing all this amazing story of yours, and inspiring people who may be going through the same period of transition or transformation like you did. But I will not let you go before you share with me the hidden gem. So I'm collecting hidden gems from all around the world. So from the place you are, or where are you from, or your region, or your country, what would you recommend us?
Right, okay. I a couple of things I would like to share. I come from the north of Spain. The region is called Castilla y León, and I spend time a lot between Palencia and Valladolid. And an amazing thing in Palencia, the most amazing thing for me is the very north of Palencia, La Montaña Palentina, the mountains of the north of Palencia. And I love it because it's so wild in terms of nature, it's completely unpopulated. It's one of those places you never find anyone, and it's great for wildlife and nature and trekking. Definitely that is one place to go. And the other thing, and because I am very connected to food, is and people here love tapas. I wanted to talk or share with you the national and international contest of tapas in Valladolid. Sorry, I haven't learned. And yeah, it is. I think this year is the 17th national contest of tapas, and I don't know if it's the 5th or the 6th international contest of tapas in Valladolid, which is in November. And the tapas are amazing. That is what I call tapas. They are amazing, so sophisticated, beautiful designs, textures, flavors, amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful. I just feel so hungry just hearing you. So it must be in November, right? The tapas?
Yeah. Yeah, beginning of November.
Taking notes. Thank you, Nuria. So if anybody wants to contact you, what would be the best way to do so?
Facebook or via my website, which is Nuria Nutrition, www.nurianutrition.com, and my Facebook page is the same, Nuria Nutrition, so they can find me definitely there. And if people are interested, in fact, on the 20th of September, I'm launching a program, 14-day detox program, because after holiday, many people want to do this type of programs, detox programs, and it is definitely another journey. It's a very personal journey going through the detoxification program. So if anybody wants to join me in this personal program, please contact me.
20 September, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Nuria. It's been a pleasure to have you on board today, the Travel Coach. I wish you and everybody tuning in happy and safe travels. Thank you, Nuria.
Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Bye.
Lovely. And have a lovely holiday as well.
Thank you.
Bye.